completed both Kentucky and Maryland with this horse, KEC Zara, an Irish sport horse by Aldatus Z, out of a Puissance mare. Double jumping clear here at Maryland last year, and a cross-country clear at Kentucky this spring. Zara is sticking out her tongue here a little bit.
She's a strong horse, and again, they've been together for a long time. It's hard as a judge. You're judging what you see in this moment today. You're trying not to bring that history with you. You know, she enjoys cross country. She's a great jumper, and that means that Zoe has all of her days spent working on the sandbox and working on all of those things. And you want to be ready to reward someone who's really been working hard and not have any sort of preconceived notions about when you saw this horse a year or two ago. That's very important. You can see it's just not as supple as some of the others on that turn. Little tail swish, again, like a little mouthy, all of that white foam. You want a horse to be accepting the bit, you know, the riders talking to the horse kind of through their hands, but you never want to be doing that too much. It's always a funny word to use, the word hand. It's almost like a bad word. You need to be using your rein or your elbow, be soft. It's amazing how sometimes when a horse gets very tense, they get ultra sensitive, and you have to somehow navigate that as a rider.
You and Peter in the 3-star were very much in agreement that when you saw a horse like this that was a little bit tense or a little bit overexcited, so sitting behind the vertical, sitting in the rider's hand, the rider, I mean, you saw the way they were able to open up into a big extension a moment ago, but here, sitting behind the vertical, you guys, you were, between you, whether it was for the test ride, the way you're training, you know, but you were very strictly in agreement that that was going to be 33s, 34s rather than 28s.
Yeah, exactly. Like the thought is that you're allowing a horse to do dressage, and sometimes you feel a little bit defensive, and that's kind of the first position that people take, and that should kind of tell a little bit of the story between the pair that's in there operating with harmony, and they are, I don't know if they're having a great time. I don't know if anybody really says that about dressage, but that versus the ones that are now a little bit defensive, a little bit questioning. You know, you get the horse to start changing your position. Now they're reacting to you changing your position. Yep. And it's better, you know, the big marks are when you can keep it really positive and everybody looks like they're just, you know, mind readers out there.
One of the fun things about our sport is that, you know, if you're an amateur riding at intermediate and Buck Davidson's in that intermediate, or Lauren Nicholson's in that intermediate, you're riding against them. For you as a judge, you know, you're judging now at a very high level, but it still must be very exciting to be on a jury with Peter Gray. 3 weeks ago, he was at the World Championships. I
couldn't wait to catch up with him about Bertoni and, you know, all of the places that horses take you. So very exciting, and it's really fun to get to have a conversation that you're working together as colleagues, but certainly he has a lot of things that he can teach others with the experience that he's had now from judging at that caliber and on all of those horses. So he's doing a good job of keeping this horse together through the canter. Sometimes that's the question. Once they start to canter, they equate the canter with the gallop and the cross country. Yeah. And I thought she's done a good job so far of keeping pretty much all three of her gaits, walk, trot, and canter. I hope I don't jinx her because she still has some flying changes to go.
It's a little bit of a throwaway from us, and I'm not sure it's a huge consolation to the riders if they ever watch these live streams back, but, you know, this is a combination that are looking forward to Saturday, Sunday. I mean, they were double jumping clear at Red Hills this year, double jumping clear at Carolina, two very, very prestigious 4-star short competitions that are often a ladder to Kentucky in the spring.
She's certainly going to be one that sets out of the box knowing that she can finish on her dressage score, so she is trying to make that as low as she can. But you're right. She's going to think about, after her test today, walking her course tomorrow, figuring out where all those minute markers are, and then riding to them on Saturday. That's also a tough balance, you know, knowing that she's going to want to be competitive. Those horses are so fit, and the fitter they are, it really becomes an extra challenge keeping them patient and relaxed here when the pressure is on. The horse is naturally a flight animal after all, and in the dressage, it's just they're not rewarding them for doing that.
So it's going to be part of a little group on 36 there, Buck Davids.
2 left to go as the first back.
Back up in the main ring, our Cecil County fence. This is Zoe Crawford with KEC Zara. Zoe owns and rides this one. 39.6 was their score after dressage. Plenty fit, jig-jogging his way out of the ring as we got to Zoe Crawford. Zoe with the Irish Sport Horse by Aldato Z. This is KEC Zara. 39.6 is their penalty score after cross-country.
And this mare, John, is an absolute monster. And Zoe is about, if she's standing uphill and wearing some good heeled shoes, she's maybe 5'2". She's tiny, and this thing pulls like a freight train. It's unbelievable how well she rides it. And I'm 6'2" and 200 pounds. I don't think I could do a better job if I tried. She is so tactful. Does such a good job with this mare.
Jumped clean on the final day here at Maryland last year.
And at 16, I think she's getting more wound up as she goes. I remember the first year Zoe jumped around Kentucky. She asked permission to jump early in the warm-up because she thought it was going to be in favor of everybody. It's just a wild mare. You can see she gets a bit keen to the jumps. She just has one of those jumps that seems to hit their arc a little bit over the back rail of the oxers, so she might just tick them going up, but in general she's jumped a lot of clear rounds, and it's due to Zoe just holding her off the front rail. There she just got a little too deep, couldn't get out of trouble there. Really good ride there through the triple. Zoe just holding her off each element, giving her the support she needs.
Not far to go. 79 seconds time allowed, though.
A little rub there. Hopefully Zoe can just hold on to her for the last bit here. Good run for Zoe.
Single rail, 84 seconds is the rounded up time taken. So that will give them 45.6. And 45.6 will be our leader.